Are you having a hard time putting on size and strength and you want to do it quicker? Well, I got a program for you, so stay tuned. I'm Max with Max Performance. I'm in here drinking my Max Power pre-workout, coming to you soon. I got the launch coming out hopefully in a few months, and this stuff tastes pretty good. This is fruit punch flavored, and man, oh man, does it taste good. So, okay, how do you get big and strong quickly? Here's the program. Very simple. This is what I did to put on about 15 pounds of muscle in about a year. Granted, I was in college and I could dedicate as much time as I wanted to training, and I was eating a ton and I was sleeping enough. Although I think sleep is important, it's probably not as important. I'm not saying it's not important, probably not as important as everyone thinks. I think sleeping 6 hours a day versus 8 hours, it's like you're probably going to get a little bit more out of 8 hours, but it's not. You got to get in the gym and train, bottom line, right? Like if you're not training and you're just sleeping a bunch, nothing's going to happen. So, right, sleep's important, but anyways. So this program, push-pull legs, 2 times a week. The reason it is so effective is because of the increased frequency. A lot of people will train a body part 1 time a week. This is not optimal. This is not ideal. I was benching 2 times a week. I was squatting 2 times a week. I was doing hex bar deadlift 1 to 2 times a week, depending on my recovery. And sorry, one sec. Oh. And you know what? Like, and I was doing back by 2 times a week. So I mean, I was hitting my entire body 2 times a week, resting one day, but I'd also be like passively resting on some of these other days, right? So not a ton of rest involved, which this worked like a charm. I mean, I got huge, like 15 pounds of muscle naturally in a year. I probably went from 180, 185 to like 215 or something, right? 185 to 210, maybe something like that. So that's 25 pounds. I'd say I gained 25 to 30 pounds. I'd say a solid 15 pounds if it was muscle. I mean, I look good. I remember coming home from college and everyone was like, what the hell happened to this guy? Because I put on some pretty good size. I was pretty lean and I trained with weights before that a little bit, but I'd never consistently trained in a gym. It was always in a garage. And once I moved to the gym, I fell in love with it and I was like, this is amazing, the amount of size you can put on. And I'm also just genetically predisposed to putting on size and strength. However, that doesn't mean you can't do it too. So give it a shot. Push, pull legs 2 times a week. I literally would go push, pull legs, rest, and then just repeat. And then I was just eating a ton because you got to eat. You got to be in a surplus. If you're smart, you'll be in a very calculated surplus. Like, I don't know, maybe you're in a 200, 300 calorie surplus. You do not need to be eating 500 plus extra calories a day over maintenance to be in a surplus. Like, a little surplus goes a long way. You'll gain way leaner. You're not going to have to worry about fat gain as much. And you're not going to gain any more muscle by eating in a ridiculous surplus. It's just ridiculous. The ridiculous bulk it's a waste of. It's fun because you get to eat freaking whatever you want, but it's a waste. Don't do it. It's not smart. I was eating Panda Express 2 times a day every day because I was in college and that was my meal plan. So, you know, I was in a pretty generous surplus, but I was training really hard and I was incredibly active. So I was able to, like, my calorie output made the surplus not so crazy. But anyways, that's the program. Push, pull legs 2 times a week. Simple yet incredibly effective, especially if you're going into the gym and you're just trying to push as much weight as you can. And with good technique, obviously, but you're trying to push the envelope. I was trying to get stronger every week. I was putting more weight on the bar. And that's what you should be doing, especially if you're a beginner. Like, you should be able to put more weight on the bar every week while performing about the same number of reps. So give it a shot. And again, the mechanism behind this really is the increased frequency. Rather than training like chest 1 day a week, training chest twice a week, it just makes a world of difference. I mean, you could even argue you could train your chest like 2 or 3 times a week. You could train your triceps like 2, 3, maybe 4 times a week. Biceps 2, 3, probably more like 3, 4 times a week. Your like rear and side delt, like shoot, you could train like 4 or 5 days a week in some instances. So I guess bottom line is that increased frequency is really what does it, you know. So I'm Max with Max Performance. Pre-workout coming soon. Max Power. Taste the power. I don't know. Thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned. Catch the next one later.